Marvel Annual 2020-21. Explore a momentous year in comics. There's apparently one premium insert per pack. I don't know anything about these cards. And I should have brought a knife down. I don't know anything about these cards, so as you can see, this is sealed. I'm not doing neoprene gloves. Should I be? Okay. These are also by Upper Deck. I have, what, 16 packs in here, and 5 cards per pack. That is something like 80 cards total. So, it's a good chunk of cards. I think there's some to go. So, yeah, 80-ish. So the box folds up like that, like you used to see at the store. I got a pack right on top. Anyway, I'm just going to open this pack. This pack right here. This is a live unboxing here, ladies and gentlemen. We got the She-Hulk I'm not a fan of when she's all bulky. Captain Marvel, not a fan of in general. Cool looking Thor. Captain America, Black Widow. So, yeah. I read comic books. I do not keep up to date right now on them. The chicken grease does help me flip through faster, so I am going to be not familiar with these, like right away. Who is this? I might need Segan Retro's help here. And if you guys enjoy comics and people sounding smart about them, check out Segan Retro's channel on YouTube. This is Arrow? Okay, I got Luke Cage, so I know who he is. Arrow had her own series, apparently. She used her power of the wind to defeat monsters attacking Shanghai while fighting raiders. Arrow encountered the mysterious Madame Huang. I have no idea who Arrow is. So that's number 6 or 9. That's number 9. I got Luke Cage, number 35. That's actually not a very good picture depicting him. Ooh, Null from Variant Tier 2. Null from Variant Tier 2. Civil War 2 kind of ruined Captain Marvel for me for a good long while. Yeah. Me too. So that's a very... I don't know much about the current year in Marvel or anything about collecting cards. Variant 2. Ooh. Just like we had a rookie card in the hockey deck there, we got a star rookie with Mr. Black Winter. Black Winter. And Nanny! I actually know who Nanny is. That's interesting. Nanny is like an egg robot. If you guys saw my video on the Forgotten Avenger, I mentioned this weird egg thing. So there's stuff I don't know happening in these cards. This is great. Yes, Egan, as far as I know, this entire set is based off of 2021 comics. It's the momentous year of 2020 to 2021. And judging by this, I don't know if you guys can see. I assume you can. There's cool, like there's the Nanny there, and then a cover behind. So it looks like at some point Nanny appeared in Hellions number 1. Nanny was a once human-looking mutant, but her evil employer sealed her in an egg-like cybernetic body of her own making. There's not, these cards are not as in-depth as the cards used to be. Like, I am talking... If you're enjoying this, I've got this big box of cards that are just random to go through. But yeah, like, here we go. These ones. I just dropped a bunch of them. Like the Human Torch from this 90s set, right? So much more information on the back. I'm going to randomly go through all those one day. Let's open another pack, shall we? How many reboots have there been since Marvel Now? Brian Frenzy, not a single one. There have been more jumping on points and things like that. But DC reboots constantly. Marvel never, ever does a reboot. DC has rebooted their continuity several times. Marvel has never. We got Riri Williams, Ironheart. I don't know much about her. I know she's like an Iron Man replacement. Black teenage Iron Man girl. She will be getting her own Disney Plus series. What do we have next? Hawkeye! Hello! That seems like a decent one. Hawkeye. got nothing to say on Hawkeye. If you want to know why he's deaf, I got another video to check out. This is all just going to be plugging my own videos. Ooh, Psylocke Variant Tier 2. I don't know what that means. Again, I want to check out my Null Variant Tier 2. And he is number 70, and she's number 64. So it's probably just something near the end, or we'll find out, hopefully, as we go, if I get another Psylocke and it's a different card. But that's Variant Tier 2 Psylocke. Something special under there. Scalp Hunter. Scalp Hunter. A member of Mr. Sinister's Marauders. I don't, looks like he showed up in the Hellions as well. But yeah, Mr. Sinister's recently formed Hellions team recruited Scalp Hunter as punishment for his fight with the Morlocks. Okay, so Mr. Sinister's no idea what's happening in X-Men comics right now. And, oh, Humble Beginnings, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel number 1, May 1968. So Carol Danvers wasn't even... They just put her on there. Oh, because there she is, Captain Marvel number 20, August 2020. Captain Marvel's life was a tale of two species. As a representative of humanity and the Kree, Captain Marvel served as a mediator between the two civilizations. That's the latest restructure you were in, Brian, was Marvel Now? I think Marvel Now was where I got off of comics. I've still read a bunch. What was it, Segan, after... So I think I was off before .1. It was when not Heroes Reborn. Heroic Age. The Heroic Age was the last reboot. Well, they do restructure and they create jumping on points and they start a new Avengers team. But like DC reboots the universe. Like yeah, after Flashpoint they did New 52. They did Crisis on Infinite Earths in the 80s. They just did Heroes Reborn or Rebirth or whatever. Yeah, Rebirth. So I mean DC constantly like reboots and restarts its continuity, picking and choosing. Marvel technically is the same continuity ever since. There have been different events. North Star. Marvel's first gay wedding, I do believe, was North Star a few years back in the X-Men. Lady Sif, Variant Tier, card number 2. The beautiful Jamie Alexander plays her in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hopefully she'll return. Lady Sif, I've always been a fan of Lady Sif, actually. Colossus. Now that is a depowered version of Colossus on a hologram card. Is that a hologram variant? I don't know, sorry. Hologram. I bet you this isn't exciting because I don't know a damn thing about these cards. Ooh, that's some sort of number 1 spot. Empire, Avengers. There's the Black Knight. I didn't know he was involved in that Empire storyline. I do recall the Empire storyline. It was like the Ducati or the Space Plant guys and stuff. And Miles Morales, Spider-Man, number 71. I believe I read somewhere there were 75 cards in this set. I don't recall. The last time I actually collected Marvel cards was the Marvel Legends set. These guys right here. And I think they all formed a giant picture if you had like them all together. And they were from 2001. They had a bunch of information on the back. 2001 was the last time I collected cards. Hell yeah, Lady Sif. I like that Marvel has their legacy numbering and then new volume numbers. Yeah, actually, I didn't mention that in my last Fantastic Four video, but I was reading these Fantastic Fours. They're right under here. But like, yeah, when Mark Waid and Mike Wieringo started their run on the Fantastic Four, they had the original numbering, and then when they hit issue 500, it switched over to 500, and they've kept that going. As one of the, it does it a lot, but one of the recent Moon Knight series did that as well, where it went, just jumped up to the number, which would have been a task for Moon Knight, for somebody to go back and do the numbering and like what counts as a Moon Knight series, what doesn't. Hello, Cyclops. There we go. Cyclops, card number 23. Something I'm noticing about these, I think they've just taken art right out of the comics. Okay. I think they've just taken art right out of the comics instead of like back in the day, like they used to have the Hildebrands or somebody like just one artist or a few artists do the whole like original art for the cards. These just seem to be taken right out of the comics. There's Cyclops, and here we have from Agents of Atlas. I don't know if that's 10 or IO. Somebody else I'm not familiar with. Io, the half-moon spirit bonded with Crescent, aided the agents of Atlas when they defended the portal city of Pan from magical threats. Okay. There's some characters in there. There's my hint. Some characters I don't know any about. We got another variant tier 2 for X23. That's a lower number, so I don't know. I think they just put out some special cards for certain characters. Oh, Daredevil 2099. The Orphan Maker works with Nanny, if I recall. Orphan Maker is a longtime partner of Nanny. No choice but to join the Hellions, Krakoa's team of troubled citizens. It's so out of touch, particularly with the X-Men. X23, and then, yeah, I thought that said Daredevil 2099, but it's Daredevil from 2019. Number 1 spot, whatever these number 1 spot specials are. Matt Murdock received a severe injury to his legs, returned to Hell's Kitchen. He hoped to continue protecting his city as Daredevil, but he couldn't. Daredevil is not Daredevil right now, I don't believe. Elektra is Daredevil, if I recall, currently in the comics. This is kind of fun. Another pack. I think I definitely could have had a setup better for this, but I wonder if there's like a special tool for opening these. What do we have here? Carolina Dean from the Runaways, am I right? She is the alien character from the Runaways. Legacy 888, which is easier to say. And then they make a big deal. They change it back for bigger numbers. Like, I know Action Comics and Detective Comics switched for 1,000, did they not? It just looks cool. I know for collecting, everybody's like, oh, you gotta have the number 1s, gotta make number 1s, so that more times they can make number 1s. But like in the past 10 years, Moon Knight has had like 15 number 1s because he had so many new starts. So we're to card number 98, so I think there's a few more than 75. I don't know that I'm going to try and collect this whole set. Cable Variant Tier 1. This is the 12-year-old child version of Cable Variant, for whatever reason, with a sword. I'm not actually following the comics, as I've said several times, so maybe there is a 12-year-old child version of Cable. I don't know, but that he's even got, like, brown hair in there. Even in Paradise, Nathaniel Summers couldn't keep himself out of trouble in Krakoa's fighting arena. Summers faced Wolverine in a duel, which cost him his weapon. He doesn't seem to have the techno-organic virus on his arm or half his face. He does look younger. He's got more of an X-Man look. This is a Annual Impact Black Panther. Whatever that means. Ooh, that's my boy! Annual Impact number 8. So there's a lot of special variant cards, but there is Moon Knight. Right there. Is that what he's currently rocking the look for? He's kind of back to his Fist of Moon Knight West Coast Avengers looking costume. With the gold accents and sunspot. Moon Knight lost control when Khonshu possessed his body. The Avengers had to fight to free their friend before his mummy army caused more chaos in the Age of Khonshu. I am not there yet. I'm rereading all of Moon Knight. I'm still on a stint with the West Coast Avengers. And there we have Sunspot. That's what we want. Heck yeah, Moon. Yeah, the X-Men, I've not kept up. I've not kept up on a lot. I'm going to keep this Moon Knight off to the side. Keep Moon Knight right there. Just the X-Men are it's convoluted and complicated, and I know they're like fighting Krakoa and stuff. 16 packs per box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it seems about right. Thought maybe I got a special box that had hundreds more in it. Jed Mackey Moon Knight at this current run. I've been reading that one actually, because I'm 6 months behind or whatever, because I have the Marvel Unlimited app. So I've been reading that. Ooh, Amadeus Cho, the Totally Awesome Hulk. That's one of the more, I guess not modern, but when the Totally Awesome Hulk was coming out, I was reading that on the Marvel Unlimited app. Apparently he was in the Agents of Atlas, but I remember Amadeus Cho, one of the smartest people. Prestige. Variant Tier 1. I don't know Prestige. I think the name sounds somewhat familiar. I thought it was Squirrel Girl for a second. There was another null under there. Rachel Summers now goes by the name Prestige. Used her chrono skimming ability to... Chrono skimming? Rachel Summers, of course, the daughter of Cyclops and Jean Grey from the Days of Future Past, which I just did a short on, but I didn't talk about Rachel Summers at all. Sprite break. That's delicious, Sprite. No, the star rookie. So, like, 30 years from now, I'm going to be able to look back and say, man, I have got a null rookie card. I got null and Ollie Juolevi. Which one's going to be worth more? This null rookie card or no Ollie Juolevi? Null was an ancient... Well, he's basically God. He's the god of the symbiotes, and he was like around at the dawn of the universe. I should quit putting my hand in front. There's a wasp in some sort of battle armor. I was almost going to guess that was a Stinger from MC2, but it's Wasp and Black Widow underneath. Nadia Van Dyne, with the help of her friends and family. Bipolar disorder. Who is Nadia Van Dyne, Segan? That must be the daughter. Is that the daughter of... How do Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne have it? Or is it just Jan's daughter? What? That doesn't make sense. And we got Amadeus Cho there and Black Widow. We are, what, 5-6 packs in and no doubles or anything yet? So that's super cool. Nadia, I've heard of Nadia Van Dyne. I think I thought she was going by Stinger. Interestingly enough, I happen to have the Stinger right there in Avengers Next, featuring Son of Juggernaut. Mainframe, Speedball, Thunderstrike, Jubilee, Stinger, and J2. Actually, the MC2 was something pretty neat in its own right. Spinning out of a what if. There was a what if about Spider-Girl that actually spawned its entire imprint at Marvel. By imprint, I mean there was like 2 or 3 series, and then most of them died off, except for Spider-Girl went for like 100-some issues. Hank's daughter. This is a weird one. I think she's Hank's daughter. She came onto the scene when Hank was dead and gone. Hank died? So I know Hank was a Skrull for quite some time. More unboxing. I don't know if I should be keeping my hands on it. I'm not doing any trickery or anything. Gwen Stacy, card number 3. Now that is not Spider-Gwen or anything. That's just straight up Gwen Stacy. The Immortal Hulk. Gwen Stacy was a popular student. Gwen Stacy number 1. Written by... My old man is showing here. I still can't read that. And I can't make that focus. There was a Gwen Stacy series, apparently, in this past year. We are celebrating a monumentous year in comics. We have the Immortal Hulk. I've heard things about this. This is still Bruce Banner, just the Hulk, but he cannot die or something. Neymar. There's my boy. Rick Mason. Hulk accidentally caused a massive gamma explosion that killed numerous people and disfigured Rick Mason, who had tried to stop the blast. So is Rick Mason this Immortal Hulk? I don't know. How many Hulks do we have? Amadeus chose a Hulk. Hank takes the Ultron virus into his body to contain Ultron and is essentially now Ultron and not Hank. Oh, I've seen videos where people are talking about Pimtron. So is that like... No, but that was in like secret. I don't know. I'm going to catch up on comics, but by the time I catch up on the comics of today, they'll be 15 years old. Namor, another one of my personal favorites. I don't know if you could... You can't. I got a Namor bust back there. But Namor on a copy of some Invaders. I do also love the Invaders. Chip Zdarsky apparently is a good writer, but that's another variant tier 3. Curious if I can get some explanation here. Some humble beginnings. We have Professor Xavier in X-Men number 4, January 2020. Oh, with Cerebro on. I'm bad at holding these. And 1963. So it must be like the origins of the character in general and the origins of him in 2020. Here's where we looked in the first issue of the month in 2020. That's an interesting concept. And then Magneto showing his respect to Moon Knight in the White Duds there. Magneto became far less selfish after founding of Krakoa. He even helped Emma Frost acquire the island from Namor. There's not a single mutant in here that doesn't mention Krakoa. Civil War II Secret Empire. Comics are... If you step off of comics for a little bit, you miss a bunch of stuff. This is me opening another fresh pack. This is fun. This is fun. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Captain Britain. Captain Britain. He must have been on some sort of Excalibur's. Swordmaster. Betsy Braddock. Her brother, under the control of Morgan Le Fay, picked up the mantle and powers of Captain Britain. But okay. That is straight up Brian Braddock, Captain Britain, a dude. But it's saying on the back here, and there's a picture of Betsy there, so it's saying Betsy Braddock is now Captain Britain? Huh. And we have the Swordmaster from the Swordmaster variant Tier 1. Lin Lei, the Swordmaster, had to fix the legendary sword of Fu Xi fast, as he would soon have to use the blade against Chi-Yo's demons. Do we take a big, deep run into the East here? There's a lot of these new characters that I'm getting seem Asian, which is fine. I just wonder if we're doing some pandering to China. Another #1 spot for Empire again. The Avengers and the Fantastic Four. That looks like the Changeling or Hulkling in the throne. He is half Kree, half Skrull, if I recall. He's like the son of the original Captain Marvel. So, sure. I should read Empire at some point. Is this Black Cat? Yes, it is. That's Black Cat. Felicia Hardy looking like she's in some evening wear. That's actually, I remember hearing good things about her actually solo series, which was fun. I remember a few years back, speaking of just solo series about a thief, this is unrelated, but it's not. Gambit had his own solo series like 5, 6, 7 years back that I was really enjoying reading. And here's Scream. A symbiote. This is Lin Lee Swordsmaster. You mentioned him in a video. Did you put up a video today? I haven't seen it yet, so I apologize for that. I should live watch Seek and Retro's video, but I don't want to take away views. So everybody, go watch Seek and Retro's video after I'm done. After I'm done! Wait. Wait for me to finish streaming, or wait for this video to end if you're watching it on YouTube. Then watch Seek and Retro. If I put this on YouTube, there'll even be a link right over there. Let's get back to the cards. Oh, I don't want to wreck these. Even though I don't know. Oh, Empath. I recognize that guy from like, or I recognize the costume at least. From like Emma Frost's team from like the 80s. And there is Colossus Variant Tier 1. Excuse me a moment, because we had a Colossus earlier, and it was a hologram. So now we're going to get to actually compare two cards on our first double. So then, if I'm to guess this correctly, there's a Variant Tier 1, a Variant Tier 2, and then a hologram of each card? Is that what you're freaking telling me? It's the same card. Only one's a hologram and one's a Variant Tier 1. So I don't know if they're all going to be slightly different. I'll have to see. I'll have to look at another Variant Tier 2 and see if there was any difference. This is the Annual Impact Thor edition. That one seems pretty neat, actually. That's the costume Thor was rocking when he went to Fortnite, I think, wasn't it? So I was just about to comment again on an interesting choice of Colossus not being armored up. But then I go, and here's Iron Man, also not armored up. And this is not a variant or anything, this is a common card. Just Iron Man not armored up at all. That's interesting. It's like, once again, like the art in these is not the same artist on all of them. It's just pulled out of the comics, which just Feels cheaper, in my opinion. And Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan. I have not actually read a lot of comics with her in them, but I am looking forward to her Disney Plus series. Should be a rollicking good time. Sounded sarcastic, but I am looking forward to it. Back to the cards. This is more fun than I thought. That's nice. I thought of that. I bought these the other day, Spinja, and it was exactly what was reminding me of that. It was back when we used to buy, Spinja McAwesome and I would go buy all the Star Wars miniatures. And they were the same type of deal, blind box. And that, I was just thinking about that, because I'm not going to get a complete set of these cards, but in those, you were almost guaranteed to get a complete set minus one rare. Because we bought 2 boxes, and we each got a complete set minus 1 rare. He got the rare that I didn't get, and I got the rare that he didn't get. Speaking of rare I'd like to get, here is Domino. If she were real, I would have sex with her. I don't think she would have sex with me, but maybe. Never know. Domino, hyper attractive. Prodigy. That is not the Prodigy I am familiar with. The Prodigy I am familiar with is one of Spider-Man's different identities when he was wanted for murder in a comic that should have been really cool, but ended up not being. Oh, I think I actually... I know I have it right here. Because I plan on doing a video of it someday. There's where Spider-Man became Ricochet. Spider-Man became Dusk. There we go. Spider-Man became Prodigy. That's the Prodigy I am familiar with. Prodigy. In a, once again, a storyline that should have been really good and wasn't. And I will do a video on it one day. It's in my list. You know, her power is being lucky. Nice. Domino. So I don't know who this Prodigy is. He looks like an X-Men character based off the fact that he's got an X-Factor comic. Resurrected by the Five, Prodigy joined X-Factor investigations on Krakoa. Of course, they're all on Krakoa. Gotta say, actually, the more I hear about this, I'm liking the idea of just all the mutants being on Krakoa. And then I guess if they've got their own little civilization. But then that's just Atalan. That's just Atalan for the Inhumans. Was it today? I just saw an announcement today for a crossover event coming that the Eternals are going to start hunting the X-Men because they're the Deviants. Here we have Luna Snow. Another one from Agents of Atlas. Don't know anything about Luna Snow. Seol Hee, known as Luna Snow, a full-time K-pop artist. So that's another new Asian character. #1 spot, Daredevil 2019. Another double in the specials. So actually, that's my first true double, and it's a #1 spot card. Will I give it away in the comments below? I don't know. No. And Storm. Will it mention Krakoa? Storm, as a member of Krakoa's Quiet Council, went on several of the mutant nation's most critical missions to protect her species. Like, I would like to find an old Storm card. I don't happen to see one right here, where it would be like, Storm has the ability to control and manipulate the weather. This is just like, Storm's a member of Krakoa's Quiet Council. She went on several mutant nation, like, there's not information in there, which is fine, because realistically, you're buying these, you're probably already a fan, but I mean, like, part of the fun of digging out these old cards from the 90s was being like, man, I have no idea who Sleepwalker was. I do know who Sleepwalker was, but here's Spider-Man and Sleepwalker. Then you check the back, and it's like, despite an initial misunderstanding that pitted them against one another, the amazing Spider-Man and the mysterious alien called Sleepwalker quickly became allies in their fight against the underworld, teaming up to battle the mob boss Crime Wave and the more recently the Sinister Six. Spidey and Sleepy have developed a mutual respect that all but guarantees they'll be meeting as crime-fighting partners. First encounter, Sleepwalker #5, October 1991. Like, there's so much more information on the back of this card than there is in the stack of these cards. Sleepwalker is another amazing, underrated character that I wish would make a comeback. He's like an alien that lives inside this guy, and he can only come out when he's sleeping. And was it Robert Kirkman did something in Marvel Team Up that was really funny, with Sleepwalker's like, I gotta go fight crime! And he was like just about to join this big fight, and then like the kid woke up, he's a teenager, in college. He woke up and Sleepwalker got sucked back into his body. He's like, I want to fight crime. Krakoa was the living island from Giant Size X-Men #1. It was retconned a bit in X-Men Deadly Genesis, I believe it was called, which I have right over here. That showed like that the new team of X-Men was the second team that Professor Xavier sent out. But yeah, like now, and then Krakoa was like a little tiny island at some point, a baby Krakoa, living on the property of the X-Mansion, and now Krakoa is like this new Genosha. I don't know. Segan, you're supposed to know these things. Ms. Marvel is... How was the Avengers game? Because I actually never played it, and I've been meaning to, but yeah, Krakoa is like the new thing, the new Genosha, or the new San Francisco. Like, all the mutants live on Krakoa, but I think it's doing good. I don't know. Psylocke! Now that is another double. I believe my Psylocke was a variant tier 2, so we get to find something out today. I also have another Psylocke card, apparently, that says she's Brian Braddock. So, I mean, this is just like the Topps computer, the Topps app trading card game, man. Where there's just, like, I'm not... What am I going to do here? Sit here and buy hundreds of boxes of these just to get a whole set of variant tier 2 where the background of the cover is slightly different? It's actually a different cover altogether. That's fine, but like... There's just a different cover behind her that is so little difference, and there's the same cover here. There's not enough difference for me to want to get all these variants. Here we have Scream, who takes up even more of the card. So if Scream is taking up even more of the card, what difference does it make that she has a different cover behind her? Like, realistically, they have to write variant tier 1 on there? I think you're just making things collectible for the sake of making them collectible. Like, honestly, give me a different artist rendition. Give me something different that makes this card a true variant besides the slightly different grayed out cover. At least this one's issue #1. I can see, oh, it's Scream, Curse of Carnage. So she had her own series I didn't know about. And that's issue 1, but on the back of here, it just still shows me issue 1. The back of the card is the exact same, and the front of the card is just minusculely different. And you're telling me there's a regular, a variant tier 1, and a variant tier 2, and then potentially a hologram cover? That's not enough to get me to keep buying all these. That is a low bar. And I'm not... I didn't pay top dollar for this. I know there are more and more collectible lines, but I mean... Oh, I'm going to take a closer look at that one in a second. That is awesome. But yeah, like, here I'm sitting talking about what a low bar and how crappy it is, and then I just got a really awesome looking card. So we got some humble beginnings. Here's the Vision's first appearance, where he was a agent of Ultron from Avengers 57. 1968? Is that how far back Vision goes? And then here, I guess, is his first appearance in April 2019. I don't know what they're picking. Well, it's humble beginnings. That's not... Yeah, it is. I don't freaking know. That's Humble Beginnings card 8. And here we have Docken. Is not how I've ever known Docken to look, but that's the son of Wolverine. He took Wolverine's place on the Dark Avengers. Having fully embraced the greatness Krakoa had to offer, Docken followed Northstar's lead and joined X-Factor Investigations. I always liked the old X-Factor Investigations thing, but Krakoa. So we have some sort of... one of these old school cards. Can I do this? Yeah. As a kid, that was always my favorite part of doing this. Still old. Oh, still odd. Yeah. But that one's a cool card. And that seems special because that was... I had my Humble Beginnings special card. This was like an even specialer card. So maybe this is the ultra rare variant. But it's a Splash-tacular. It looks like just a symbiote war going on in there. But I see like 2 Venoms and Jack-o'-lantern and stuff. Venom 25. With his son Dylan's help, Eddie Brock freed himself from the Carnage symbiote's control, although the Carnage symbiote escaped in the form of a shark. I've heard about that, actually. Brock's mission to Venom Island was still a success. After returning to the mainland, Brock held a meeting with the Avengers to warn them about Null. So that is a really cool card. I'll put that off to the side with my Moon Knight. To be honest, I'm not feeling the mad collector's itch that I was a little worried I was going to feel. That said, there is a set coming up in April called Origins, I do believe. Marvel Origins. I got a Morbius. And I do want to collect that. So there's another Null. Now, I had a Null variant. In, like, was it the first pack? Black Winter Star rookie card. Yeah, Null. There we go. So again, Null, variant tier 2. I hope I get all 3 tiers of one variant so I can just compare them all. But, like, it's just sorry, just a different cover again. It's so disappointing. And then, again, like I said, like this, 100% certain this is not originally drawn just for this card. That is just taken from something, from a comic in the past year that we're exploring this momentous year. We get Rogue. Oh, I'm actually digging that costume. I usually like the stuff. Rogue on the cover of Captain Marvel back in the background. That's neat. Carnage. This is variant tier 3. So then there are 3 variant tiers. And holograms. Variant tier 3. I know a little bit about the Absolute Carnage storyline that happened in this past year. He was going like collecting the spines of everybody, or the skulls, spines or skulls of everybody that ever had a symbiote on them to try and collect Null. But like, I understand like the Cletus Cassidy is dead, and if the symbiote like clears away, there's just a dead corpse in there. But I just don't like this look. I don't like the twirly thing. I don't like the spine. I just don't like this look for Carnage. And like Moon Knight, only slower, I am doing the complete history of Carnage. I'm reading every appearance of Carnage. He's only got 100 and some. I'm getting through them. I'm not wild about this look of Carnage, but... Number 1 spot, X of Swords, which I believe heard recently was actually 10 of Swords, not X of Swords. I should be holding these differently. Either way, not the best quality. And Morbius, the living vampire. X of Swords is not anything I know anything about. Same with like there was like the Age of X and Powers of X. I don't know anything. It's like a big splash page with a big ass page of art without any frames. Yeah, that's true. And then we got Mobius, the living vampire. His movie was supposed to be out by now, 5 times over. Michael Morbius, I need plasma. I had a couple videos on Morbius planned, but that movie got pushed back, and I was like, oh no, I don't have to make videos about Morbius. Morbius is ripped there, actually, and he's got wings. When did Morbius develop these wings? flesh sails under his arms. Yeah, Morbius was supposed to come out in January. It's supposed to come out like in June 2020. It's just been constantly pushed back, and I have no desire to see it, except like I need to know, is it set in the Sonyverse? Is it set in the Marvel? We got, Michael Keaton is in there as the Vulture. Like, what universe is that movie set in? I need to know. Havoc. I feel like we have Havoc already, but we don't. But he keeps popping up on the cover of all these Hellions. Oh. Keeps popping up on the cover of all these Hellions. There was a bit in the 90s that when that's where so Morbius was created, and with the DC, he predates Dracula and Blade, I believe, in Marvel Comics, and they couldn't have a vampire. They couldn't have a dead character because of the Marvel Comics Code. Not the Marvel Comics Code, just the Comics Code Authority, the CCA. So that's why he's a vampire through scientific means, because he's the living vampire. Morbius is a living vampire. It's like, no, he's a vampire, but he's not dead. So yeah, we can do that. We can get away with it. We can skirt around things like that. And then in the 90s Spider-Man series, they were like, yeah, you can have a vampire, I guess, but he can't be shown to suck blood. And they're like, well, it's kind of essential to the story. So instead of making him suck anyone's blood, they gave him these big suckers on his hands, and he drained their plasma. And he's like, I grow weak. I need plasma. But you're talking about the wings. Was there a bit where he had wings in the Spider-Man series? I feel like maybe, did he turn into a big man-bat, when Spider-Man was turning into six-armed man-spider? Because I know Morbius debuted in the comics in the same time as the six-armed Spider-Man. Not sure. Havoc. I've always liked Havoc. Another series I want to do a cover in depth one day is Mutant X, where Havoc went and lived in an alternate dimension for a while, where everything was just weird and different. And then that storyline was actually wrapped up in the Exiles and in X-Men at the same time. And one of my pieces of art I have on the wall behind me, this one, is from the issue of Exiles, where they're fighting Havoc, who is the evil Havoc trapped in good Havoc's body that had been comatose. And Mimic is slashing at him. And that's actually the original comic art by Clayton Henry. So I did enjoy that, and I want to talk about that. But yes, there's Havoc. Ugh, there's Captain Marvel. Never cared for Captain Marvel. I liked her as Warbird somewhat. Didn't care for Binary. Didn't care for Captain Marvel. Don't like Carol Danvers. Not a big fan of the character. Don't care for Brie Larson's portrayal of her in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't think I'm alone in that. I don't dislike her. I just think she was too smarmy and overconfident and just didn't quite get it. I look forward to the Marvels, and hopefully maybe they can course correct a little bit, which they've done before and they can do. Just so far, Captain Marvel, I'm not being a 40-year-old straight white man, but I just didn't care for that. It was one of my least favorite movies. I fell asleep. Anyway, I love the Warbird costume. Hey, variant tier number 1 for this IO or 10. This one should be easy to find because I don't know. There he is. Once again, same thing. Why am I surprised? Why do I keep checking? I don't know. But yeah, just a slightly different cover behind him. I don't know. I want to see this guy fight Ursa Major from the Russian Soviet super soldiers. There's the Humble Beginnings card, a double up for Vision. Hulkling, who's taken in the Empire stuff there, and that's that for that pack. I felt like I missed one, but I might not have. We're down to the last 3 packs here, folks. Same opinion? Absolutely. I think a lot of people have that same opinion. Hey, if you are watching this on YouTube, you can find me sometimes on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Haussmann17. I don't stream as often as I should, but it's a fun time when I do. So come check me out, and I'll talk about stuff. Omega Red. How awesome is it that they're making the new X-Men cartoon? They're bringing back the old X-Men cartoon. I think that is amazing. My Morbius video I've not put out is just comparing him to Angel from Buffy. He's a living vampire. The vampire with a soul. I freaking love Buffy. Something I've never got about Buffy was Buffy died briefly in season 1. And then Kendra came back as the new Slayer, which her name is what, Bianca Lawson? And she looks younger today than she did when she was on Buffy. It's Beyonce Knowles' stepsister. That's all unrelated. Kendra died, and then Faith became a new Slayer. And then I wonder, when Buffy died again in season 5, should that have started a second new string of Slayers? So there would have been 3 Slayers out there? Or, like, did Buffy only get to die once? And then it was all null and void by season 7 when every potential Slayer could become a Slayer. Anyway, I loved Buffy. Did you read into the comics, Sieg? like the Buffy season 8 or the Angel After the Fall and stuff like that. Anyway, the Spider-Man Noir. I still have the Spider-Man. I got excited, but that's Spider-Man Noir variant tier 1. See, now how cool would this have been if it's Spider-Man? The common card is Peter Parker. The variant tier 1 is Ben Reilly's Spider-Man costume. The variant tier 3 is Miles Morales. Variant tier 4 is Spider-Man Noir. That would have been a better way to do this, but there's the Spider-Man. So I don't know, Spider-Man Noir made a comeback? Peter Parker left New York City and headed to Europe to investigate a case linked to the sinister figures that lead up to World War II. So it's not like Spider-Man Noir joined the main universe. I guess there's this new Strange Academy, #1, which I'd never even heard of till Segan's video. Technically, her origin of death was the only time her death would trigger a new Slayer. Yeah, that's what it seemed to be. I guess made sense, but... Are you serious? I had them all. I remember, like, I thought the whole original season 8, they went a little weird, like when Dawn got giant because she had sex with a thrice-wise or whatever, and just stuff like that I thought was a little odd. Although I did like how in Buffy season 8 they referenced that she was like dating the Immortal or whatever, and then that was mentioned in the Angel season 5. So I liked how they crossed over some things like that, but I thought, they're like, oh, we don't have a television budget, let's just go crazy with it and do some big stuff. Joss Whedon's apparently a piece of shit now, so I guess we can't like anything he ever did. I don't know if that's true, I don't really follow that stuff, but I guess Joss Whedon is a bit of a jerk. Where I was going with that was, I really enjoyed Frey. I assume you've read Frey? Not a big fan of season 8. No, I didn't even finish collecting it. I was reading it, and I even stopped. That's one of the ones I will sometimes stop reading a comic, but I keep buying because I want to collect it. I don't believe I collected all of Buffy season 8. I think maybe my plan was to go back later and get trades, but I didn't. Chase Stein from the Runaways. That is not the Chase Stein I'm familiar with. But apparently in 2021, Chase Stein got an upgrade. He looks like Solo. Chase Stein, like the other Runaways, had grown up with his supervillain parents. Kids came together to thwart their parents' evil plan. Okay, that doesn't explain what he was doing in 2020 to 2021. I'm trying to explore a momentous year in comics. And Daredevil. Which, of course, the cover they chose for the back of the card is the one that I've got doubles of already here. Daredevil's superhero status came into question when Mayor Fisk learned he had killed Leo Carraro. I remember hearing that Wilson Fisk was mayor. Who all has been the mayor of New York? J. Jonah Jameson was mayor of New York. And I guess Wilson Fisk has been mayor of New York. 2 packs left to get those ultra rare cards so I can retire early. Doctor Strange himself. Apparently he's dead. Molly Hayes. Stephen Strange, upon regaining strength in his hands, wondered if he should stop being the Sorcerer Supreme and resume his career as a neurosurgeon. Really did not know that. But he died, and if you guys want to know more about the death of Doctor Strange without having to read the death of Doctor Strange, once again, check out Segan Retro. I'm doing a lot of plugs for Segan, so you know what else? Check out Haussmann Comics on YouTube. Devil's Reign was the big story last year, wasn't it? With Wilson Fisk's mayor? Maybe. I do not know. Probably. What's that? The last big Daredevil event I remember was Shadowland. My chair creaked. Molly Hayes of the Runaways. I really enjoyed the Runaways. I read it back when it was first coming out. And I really enjoyed Runaways. Molly Hayes is a little mutant, strong, and then she needs a nap after she does something strong. Did anybody out there watch the Runaways TV series? I meant to. I think it's on Disney Plus now, so I should. Because Haussmann is the boss, man. Here's another Star rookie card, Black Winter again. So is that like, I should have read about this, guys. This looks like an evil Thor. Just when Thor Odinson, king of Asgard, seemed to be running out of threats, his throne, and began to grow weary of his rule, a being fell from above and warned of the Black Winter, a looming cosmic menace. Thor had to become a herald of thunder to protect all the known realms, as the Black Winter had already devoured entire universes? Well, that sounds interesting, but there I have 2 Black Winter All-Star rookie cards. Star rookie. The Celestial Messiah. Yes, this is like the son of Mantis and the Swordsman, right? From Empire. The son of Mantis and the Swordsman, Koi, another Asian, was destined to become the Celestial Messiah and bring about great change in the cosmos. Well, see, I don't want anybody to think I'm saying there's anything wrong with representation or whatnot of Asians. I just have noticed a lot of Asian characters are new, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I wonder if there is. Did Marvel publicly say, like, hey, we're gonna just try to get some more Chinese market reading comics? I don't know how China reads comics or whatnot. James Marsters was on Runaways, wasn't he? He was one of the parents. He was also on Smallville. I'm trying to. He wasn't Brainiac. He was Brainiac. He was Brainiac on Smallville. And here we have. What's Annihilation Scourge? This is Young Nova, Sam Mendes. Sam. Okay, see, this pisses me off. Correct me if I'm wrong. That is Sam, whatever his name is, Nova. But on the back here, Richard Rider made a tentative alliance with one of his longtime foes to combat the Cancerverse invasion of the Negative Zone. Like, that right there is Richard Rider. That's Richard Rider. This is Sam. Sam. So just like they do with Betsy Braddock and Captain Britain, they're putting the wrong information on the back. Because that is Sam, and that is Richard. And the card says Richard. And it's just, I'm not trying to be, I know more about comic books, yeah. I'm not trying to be an elitist or anything, but, like, get your shit together. And then, of course, a little piece of foam in the bottom. Instead of putting 4 more packs or making the card a 1/4 of an inch thinner. Box. It could have made the box a little bit thinner. Sam Alexander? I don't... That might be right. He was on the Ultimate Spider-Man animated series, which is actually really good. Iron Fist and Luke Cage and White Tiger. I am a mountain elitist. There's no mountains like the Rocky Mountains, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise. Last card for a hologram. There we go. That's Spider-Man. I would say that is the Spider-Man. And right in the last pack, I learned I can hold them right here and get a good little zoom. Anyway, that is Spider-Man. Let me check the back and see if it says Peter Parker. It does. Peter Parker has never faced a villain like Kindred, and to make up for his lack of experience in the paranormal realm, reached out to Doctor Strange for help. Like, these cards aren't... that one described more than some of the others, but it's just like... Is that just what happened in this Amazing Spider-Man number 51? Like, I'm very disappointed in these cards. Here's my crotch. Oh, crotch up for Spidey. I thought you meant myself. Carolina Dean. Oh, that's a variant tier 1, so that's something. The Captain Marvel Annual Impact. Swordmaster, non-variant. So I think that's my first true double, besides that Daredevil. And then the Finn, the Fang, the Foom. He looks all sad. Here's a depressed Fin Fang Foom. Fin Fang Foom was an ancient monster of immeasurable strength. He was subdued by the combined efforts of Brew and the Agents of Wakanda. I don't know who Brew is, but Agents of Wakanda. That is Agents of Wakanda. Is its own series, apparently. You can see it right there. I've assumed a lot of these said Agents of Atlas. Maybe they weren't saying Agents of Atlas. Maybe I was wrong, and they were saying Agents of Wakanda. Whoa! There's twice the Haas. There's twice the Haas for your dollars. Yeah, that was the unboxing of the Marvel Annual 2020-21 cards from Upper Deck. Got 80 cards here, I guess. Yep, gave a lot of my opinions there. Honestly, I'm probably going to get another box and try to complete the base set, but who knows. Anyway, I got lots of other videos that are related to comic books here, so if you want to like this video, sure, go ahead, please do. Subscribe, come back next time. All kinds of videos talking about comics, and I'm excited to do so. Yeah. Why did I do that? Why would I make a weird noise? How come I don't know how to end a video properly?